A thought says, I will never be free. And then you agree. A thought says, God is angry with me. And you agree. A thought says, no one cares about me. And you agree. A thought says, I might as well give up. And you agree. But the moment you agree, you give power to the enemy. Contracts formed. The enemy standing in the courtroom of heaven, waving them in the air, handing them to the Lord. Where agreement is formed, strongholds are built. This is not just mental health patterns. They are spiritual strongholds erected through repeated agreements with the lies from the enemy. Jesus said in John 10, my sheep hear my voice and I know them and they follow me. If Jesus' sheep known by their ability to hear his voice, then the enemy's sheep are known by the same. See, the devil cannot force obedience, but he can suggest thoughts that sound familiar. He can make his voice mimic our own internal voice so that you accept his lies as your own conclusions. And once you believe it, it is your own thought. You stop resisting it. You take ownership of something that never came from you. That is the tactic of the accuser. If he can make that thought feel like your own, he can manipulate you without even revealing his presence. See, this is why having the mind of Christ is not optional. It's mandatory. It is essential for spiritual survival. To have his mind is not merely thinking good things. It is to think in alignment with the truth of heaven. It is to discern instantly what originates from the Father and what comes from the accuser. It is to develop spiritual ears that can recognize whether a thought carries the fragrance of Christ or the venom of the enemy. See, this level of discernment is what guards the heart, protects the soul. Without it, you can live your entire life reacting to your thoughts that were never yours to begin with. And this is why you never end up anywhere when you're in relationship with Christ, because you have literally built a fortress of strongholds around your mind. This is why the Word of God constantly warns us to guard our minds, guard our hearts. Romans 12 says to be transformed by the renewing of the mind. What is the renewing of the mind, guys? That is, we're in this every day, no matter what. If you can make time to shower, eat, shop, do all the other things that you do, this is the priority. Your life depends on it. It does. I've lost track of how long I've been beating this same nail over the head. Your spirit is never static. Through this daily renewal of the mind, through this communion with the Lord, your spirit's growing closer and closer to Him. You become more Christ-like with each passing day. The things that you struggle to stop doing, they naturally dissipate on their own because you are taking on the mind of Christ. You are taking on His desires. But see, those who only give the Lord time on a random day like today on Sunday for 1 or 2 hours, the other 6 days, you're communing with the spirit of this world, your sin, the deceiver, the accuser. Thus, your mind is a never-ending battlefield of contracts and agreements with the enemy in the courtroom of heaven, and you can't understand why the attacks never stop, because you constantly are speaking things into fruition. You're giving contracts to the enemy hand over fist, agreeing with things all day long, speaking things into existence, giving him unlimited power to attack you night after night, day after day. You have to be careful of what you say. Not only that, you got to be careful what you agree with in your mind. Folks, the time for playing games is over. What